Michele Leonhart, who is the head of the DEA, was testifying in front of the House Appropriations subcommittee, and it was a hearing on DEA funding, and she brought up the whole issue of marijuana legalization. Now, in both Colorado and Washington, they have legalized marijuana for recreational use, and she sees this as a really, really big problem, particularly for dog owners. She's really, really concerned that if these people have dogs, the dogs will be exposed to the marijuana and they could die. So here's what she said. There was just an article last week and it was on pets. It was about the unanticipated or unexpected consequences of this and how veterinarians now are seeing dogs come in, their pets come in, and being treated because they've been exposed to marijuana. Now, I find it a little questionable that she's really, really worried about that. So first of all, should we ban chocolate? Because chocolate is extremely harmful to dogs, so maybe we should get rid of that. Yeah. And another thing you should take into consideration is that DEA agents that do these drug raids kill dogs willy-nilly just so they can capture someone in the process of doing something with marijuana, which is ridiculous.
You know, Anna, I hadn't thought of that. That's a great point, because in this so-called 2012 study, they found that 2 dogs who ate large amounts of marijuana infused butter, because butter is the real problem, not marijuana. Marijuana doesn't harm the dog, but it prevents him from throwing up the butter.
Throw up the butter.
Right? And died out of a sample of 125 dogs, okay, who had ingested the same thing. So 2 out of 125 is obviously less than 2%. What percentage of the time do the cops go in on a drug bust and shoot the dog first? So my guess is like, I don't know, 12%?
Let me jump in with that. So I wanted to do research to see how many dogs were shot and killed in the process of these drug raids, because I'm curious. Like, if you're really worried about that, then you should definitely stop doing these raids. Apparently, cops are not forced to report on the number of pets that they've killed in the process of a raid. But there is someone from the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals who's done a little bit of research, and he estimates that about 250 to 300 incidents a year occur. And he estimates that there are as many as 1,000 cases that are unreported.
Right. So, but of course, the best part of this story is how desperate they are. Like, they've run out of excuses as to why marijuana is so dangerous.
They're down to dogs who have eaten butter.
No, it's not even dogs that ate marijuana. It's dogs that ate a combination of marijuana and butter. And 2 out of 125 of those die. Well, that's why we've got to ban drugs.
The ASPCA shows this, these numbers that talk about the dogs juxtaposed to that. That's great stuff. I mean, that's
I love that the head of the DEA. What about the dogs? The dogs.
She's stretching. She's trying to find every angle to pull at the, is it the heartstrings or whatever of Americans, right? And it's not working. We know better. We've seen the dogs in those videos that get shot by the agents. We know how destructive the drug war has been on a number of people throughout the country. So this questions her identity and it questions her career, and she hates that. Yeah. But you can't twist the facts in order to meet your own agenda. We're too smart for that.
This is super desperate. I mean, you guys are right. If you're worried about the dogs not being able to throw up the butter if they have marijuana with it, why don't you ban the butter? I was picturing like a cat who's like sees a marijuana plant or something and a falcon comes by and picks it up and she's like, aha, here we go. Like, poor cats distracted by the marijuana. Yeah. It's an epidemic across the country.